From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, June 4th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.49 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,184 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $228. Antiwar.com reports in a 170-256 vote that was largely along party lines, the House of Representatives rejected a bill from Representative Jerry Nadler of New York that would have allowed the administration to resume the transfer of detainees from the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. The bill was an amendment to the upcoming Justice Department funding bill, which presently has a ban on using any money for transferring or releasing detainees, and would have aimed to remove that ban. Representative Nadler not only called for an end to the prohibition on transfers, but also on the removal of a provision banning detainees from being sent to the United States. This was also rejected, though the vote was not recorded. Nadler said it was time for the U.S. to take detainees who had as of yet not been convicted of anything to the U.S. to face actual charges in the real American court system, saying all kinds of criminals should get due process in the United States. Representative John Culberson of Texas angrily slammed the comments, saying killers and psychopaths don't deserve constitutional rights.
For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports former Rhode Island Governor Lincoln Chafee, once firmly rooted in the Republican Party, announced on Wednesday that he will seek the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination. Chafee, a one-time Republican U.S. Senator and later an independent elected governor, announced his plans at George Mason University, making him the fourth Democrat to seek the party's nomination. He simultaneously announced his candidacy on Twitter. Chafee said he plans to focus his campaign on helping the middle class by increasing the minimum wage and supporting social programs that include Head Start. He plans to target frontrunner Hillary Clinton on her vote to authorize the Iraq War when they both served in the Senate, an issue that became problematic for Clinton in her 2008 bid. Chafee was the only Republican senator to oppose the use of military force in Iraq in 2002. Chafee told the Washington Post in April, quote, "I don't think anybody should be president of the United States that made that mistake. It's a huge mistake, and we live with broad ramifications today of instability not only in the Middle East but far beyond, and the loss of American credibility. There were no weapons of mass destruction."
In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores.
Reuters reports a Mississippi school superintendent has pressed charges of disturbing the peace against several people who cheered during a recent high school graduation, despite being asked to hold their celebration until the end. Jay Foster, superintendent of the Senatobia Municipal School District, said he told spectators at the Senatobia High School graduation last month not to applaud for family members until all graduates' names had been called in order to keep the ceremony dignified. He said on Wednesday, "We did not tell them they couldn't cheer. We just asked them to wait until the end so everyone had an opportunity to hear their graduate's name. 4 people did not comply and were asked to leave." The superintendent later went to the police to pursue charges against the 3 people he had been able to identify so far, adding, "I want them to know there are consequences for their behavior." Ursula Miller is among those facing charges after she shouted out for her niece who was graduating. She and the others are expected to appear in court on Tuesday. Miller said in an interview with WREG television, "I can understand they can escort me out of the graduation, but to say they are going to put me in jail for it, what else are they allowed to do?" This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.